All right. Yeah, I heard things. Okay, guys. Shh.
I did have a modded Xbox controller. So, like, why modded controller? Like, what's the point of it? So, by modding a controller, you can, like, earn the capability of firing, like, a semi-automatic weapon, like a, I don't know, like a submachine, like a shotgun or whatever, like a fully auto. So, it can be very powerful and very, like, helpful. I just want to see how I can do it, because I know a lot of people buy them for, like, $80, and I'll see if I can do it for, like, $10. So, to start it off, you have to make sure your controller is compatible. You gotta take out the battery pack, and under the right terminal, there should be a thing that should say TP19. It's an old controller. I got this with my old Xbox, so it worked, but some of the newer ones, like the Xbox One, wouldn't work, or the older one, because it's just like more high tech. This is an older controller, so you can mod it easier. So then what you'll need that small screwdriver there, which I have to take all the screws out on the controller. You'll need a push button switch, which I put in the back. Thin wire, whatever works. Controller, soldering iron, which I have here. I'm gonna need solder. So first you're gonna take it apart. You're gonna remove all 6 screws. And there's a screw under the sticker in the battery pack in the terminal. Take that off. And then to take it apart, you're gonna want all the buttons facing down. Just so when you take it apart, it doesn't like go everywhere. So then you're gonna drill a hole in the back, like I did here. And I drilled a hole, and you have to make sure that the switch will fit, so I had to break the rumbler on this side. I took the rumblers out of my controller with the vibrators, because there's no room for them with the switch, because the rumbler will get in the way of the switch. So once you do all that steps, then you're going to put the switch in, like I said, drill the hole, put the switch in. You might have to break the holders, like I said. There's a picture of the switch. You have to solder. So what I did is I soldered 2 wires, one from the point here to here, and from here to here. And when you solder, you have to make sure you don't mess up the controller, because I soldered my LED and burned it, so now the LED doesn't work. So you have to make sure it's clean and precise. The first time I soldered 2 things together, so the trigger wouldn't work, the mod didn't work. I kept trying over and over again, and I still didn't get it to work. The trigger doesn't work at all, so I have to shoot with the Y button. It's modded, it just isn't what I wanted. So like I said, solder from there to there, and then from around the here to here. You want to watch out for the where the buttons are pressed though, because if you have it over the button, you'll mess up the controller. There it is again. So you're gonna put it all back, and then there's a rumbler I broke. So if you want the rumblers back in, I just think it'd be too much work, and I didn't want to have to keep going through it. So after you're done with everything, you're gonna try to put everything back together. So you're gonna make sure that is the pin in is this the switch in contact and everything? Is it okay? Are the wires free from placing the movement holes? Like, is it free from here? Can everything go back together? Nice. So the solder joints correct? They're not like all messed up or not soldered other stuff together. Is the just overall, I would put it all back together, and just to make sure, I would put the battery pack in and put the controller on top and see if your LED like barely lights up. It's very dimly than the mod works. For me, it doesn't light up at all because I soldered the thing off. But how it works is because the mod works because the controller uses pulse width modulation. So when you press the trigger and hold the button, it acts like you're repeatedly pressing the trigger. So when I hold it and press the button, it acts like I'm pulling the trigger really fast. So it shoots automatic. So if anyone wants to try it, I have a solder. No, not now, but I have some push button switchers. Here's my rumblers. And overall, I think it was like a good try. I mean, I'd try it again, but I don't want to waste a $50 controller.
How different is it for PS3? You know,
it's different. I think it might work. You can look into it, but
I would be a teacher again.
Not that long.
Depends how careful you want to be.
I found like a tutorial that was pretty simple, but I don't know if I soldered it right because I soldered, there's like 3 things here, I soldered 2 together.
And then that burned off. And then set the house on fire.